Thank you. Mary Ferdig here on behalf of George Gretsas. I had this written, but there's been so much that's already been said, and I hate to duplicate. Can you hear me okay?
You want to turn it in, you can still speak.
No, because I have a couple points I think haven't been made. I know many times you come to these meetings, and I watch meetings all the time because I seem to sit in a lot of governmental bodies, and it seems like elected officials come and they think they know what they're doing, and they've pretty much made up their mind. But I think tonight you've seen a tremendous outpouring from this community, and I hope that you're prepared to listen to a lot of the information that's been brought to you. I see, as so many other people have commented, a great diversity of opinions from the business community, opinions from homeowners, opinions from volunteers, charitable and religious organizations, so many different people. And I remember George, as I first saw him many years ago when he was actually applying for the job. He seemed very young. He was from New York, and he had a tremendous task ahead of him. And I think many of us wondered how he would fare. I'm not going to even touch the finances. So many people have talked about that, but I want to talk about the subject nearest and dearest to my heart, which is public education. And we have 33 schools, public schools in the city of Fort Lauderdale, and we've had some wonderful years in public education. We've also had some tremendous challenges. And I'm a lifelong public school advocate, and I worked very hard on behalf of public education in Fort Lauderdale. And for many of those years, there was no support really from the leadership of this city. But George has fostered relationships with the school system. He's worked for our schools. He's recognized that every community needs good schools for their children, and that we need to have that in Fort Lauderdale. With that said, I obviously am here in support of George, but I also want to say to you that if you're not willing to extend Mr. Gretsas' contract for 3 years, if you're not willing to give him the same terms that you gave to your city attorney and your city auditor, then I think you need to consider what it is that you're really saying to us. I don't think you need to send this community a mixed message. Either you support Mr. Gretsas, you want to keep him, you want to work with him, or you don't. If your intent is to keep him, you need to offer him a fair contract, and that contract needs to send a message that he has your support. Anything less will leave us with a leadership crisis, and it will cause citizens and employees to question whether they should follow the direction of the city manager or whether he will soon be out of power. Times are tough. There are enough problems facing our community without the instability of a vacuum of power in the city manager's office. I encourage you to vote for a fair contract for Mr. Gretsas. Continue to keep our city the best of its size, but also one that looks after the best interests of its citizens. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary.